Ultimate Masters is a set that has generated a lot of controversy in the short time since its announcement, mostly because a lot of players see the set's high MSRP the same way a one-legged man sees a stepladder. But on the bright side, Wizards is trying to give players more potential value from Ultimate Masters than pretty much any Masters set before. Snapcaster Mage, Tarmogoyf, Liliana of the Veil, Ancient Tomb, Mana Vault, for God's sake. Mana Vault! And with all these powerful cards, all of which have long, rich histories in competitive Magic, it's easy to gloss over a card like Seismic Assault. This is my preview card for Ultimate Masters. But this card has intrigued players for 20 years and has led to some of the most unique and well-loved decks of all time. So today, as much for my entertainment as yours, here's a quick history of what is subtly one of the most broken cards the game has ever produced. When Seismic Assault first appeared in Exodus, it caught plenty of players' attention, but it also had its share of detractors. The logic was that a card that costs 3 red mana is extremely prohibitive, and unlikely to have any real applications given how difficult it is to cast. Sound familiar? Just like its casting cost brother, Goblin Chainwhirler, Seismic Assault silenced naysayers almost immediately, because in this case, a simple, powerful, clean combo existed with what was already a heavily played card. Land tax. In those days, kitchen table casual Magic, sometimes called shop Magic, was virtually the only way anyone played, and no matter what friend group you played in, or what shop you played at, what area of the world you lived in, there was always someone playing the Seismic Tax deck. The synergy is self-evident here. Tax allows one to go get lands to feed to Assault, kill everything on the board, and eventually you kill the opponent. The deck would go on to be one of those rare ones that has both import in casual and competitive Magic, and remains intact to this day in many old-timers' collections. Seismic Assault would have to wait years to be truly important again, but in 2005, another card would come along and form a simple combo with it, Life from the Loam, which was arguably even more powerful with Assault than Land Tax was. The deck would take standard Magic by storm for a time, and to this day remains a fringe legacy deck that has shifted form from a pure combo deck to a more control-y deck, and even a deck that uses Assault as a secondary win condition, but still keeps this main combo intact. Remember that old timer with the Seismic Tax deck still in their collection? Yeah, they probably still have a version of this deck too. After that, Seismic Assault would have to wait yet another few years to become relevant again, but jump forward to the time of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, which remain one of my and many other players' favorite MTG settings of all time. The art, the feel, the overall design are actually highlights in Magic history for me, and if we're going to be returning to Plains on a regular basis, I hope we get back to Lorwyn soon. Ixalan Block seemed to be an attempt to return to some of the core concepts of Lorwyn, but it just didn't produce the same, magic as the fairy tale plane of Lorwyn. There were lots of exciting cards and strategies in the set, but one in particular would turn Seismic Assault from an ugly duckling back into a swan. Swans of Brynargol was a troll deck at heart. At their most ridiculous, Seismic Swans would play 48 lands, guaranteeing that each time you hit Swans with Seismic Assault, you draw more lands, which is for once exactly what you wanted. Eventually, the deck would draw enough lands to turn its attention to the opponent and burn them out for the win. This deck sounds stupid. Like really stupid, but thanks to Treasure Hunt, which was often the only card the deck played other than the titular ones, the deck could find any piece it needed virtually at will and closed out games as quickly as turn 4 often. Since then, Assault has largely gone quiet, although some further synergies with Crucible of Worlds have been exploited at times throughout its history. That said, if you pull this card from an Ultimate Masters pack, don't despair that it's in the rare slot. If you played Standard in the last couple of years, there are some cards in your collection that you could use to exploit the card on a casual or commander level. Recent cards like Fall of the Thran and the Mending of Dominaria both allow you to get lands back from your graveyard, and if you've been able to pick up the aforementioned Crucible of Worlds from a pack of M19, you have a powerful kitchen table combo on your hands. Seismic Assault is a card that waits. It has had many incarnations over its 20-year history in the game, and it knows there will be others in time. The only question is when. If you enjoyed this content, then consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done it yet, hitting the bell so you actually know when I put videos out and stuff. You can also check out the Patreon if you really want to throw me $1 a month. What I mostly do around here is deck techs for the uninitiated. I do them 3 times a week, most weeks. So get over to the Patreon and help vote on what decks you want to see next, and I'll let you know what videos we're putting out 24 hours in advance. Aside from that, like the video, share it around so everybody knows Seismic Assault is not only in the set, but the history of Seismic Assault. Really enjoyed doing this video, and I hope you enjoyed it too, and I'll catch you cats later. I'm Deb from The Place. Thanks for watching, my wizards. Spread love, and be kind.